Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. So I took a poll over on my community tab, you guys, and I asked y'all what kind of videos y'all wanted from me. And a lot of people voted for addiction story times and then other people's stories. So I don't have anyone to have on the channel today, but what I thought I could do is tell you guys a story time. And I've kind of been, first of all, subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, you guys. Let your friends know if you have anybody that's in recovery or someone that's struggling with the disease of addiction. Invite them over. Tell them to come hang out with us. So I wanted to do this video because I have a lot of new subscribers. A lot of you guys are just getting here and you may not know my story. Well, I'm going to tell you where you can find it, and I'm going to link it down here in the comment section of this video. I have a 4-part series here on my channel. It's an hour for each part, but I'm telling you guys, it's from beginning to end. Okay, so that will tell you my whole story. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share with you guys, the title of this story time is Cocaine and Gangstas. Okay, so let's get started. Okay. When I was 17, I started dating this guy named Robert, and I've talked about him before. I was a junior in high school, and he hung out with a bunch of other boys, and they all went to Hot Springs High. Well, they all lived on the street in Hot Springs called Orange Street, so they called themselves the OSG, the Orange Street Gangstas, okay? Now, y'all just have to remember that, you know, and that this is back when we were in high school. So they were the OSG. The Orange Street Gangsters, and the girls, us that hung out with them, were the OSGB, the Orange Street Gangsta Bitches. So I was the head Orange Street Gangsta Bitch, you know, because I was dating Robert. And then I brought my friend Christina, my friend Christina, my friend Jamie, and who else came with us? And my sister Michelle always had to come with me because I couldn't go out unless my sister came with me. Okay, so it was Robert, Will, William, and Sean, and those were the OSGs, okay? And then there was me, my sister, Jamie, and Christina. And we would always go over to their house and hang out, drink beer, get fucked up, smoke some pot, and just kick it, right? Well, one summer day, we decided we were going to go cliff jumping, okay? And if you guys, any of you guys ever been cliff jumping? Let me explain to you what it is. In Hot Springs on Lake Ouachita, first of all, Hot Springs, Arkansas is a lake town. There's Lake Hamilton, Lake Ouachita, Crystal Lake. There's just a bunch of lakes there, and so every summer, all of us kids, most of the kids' parents have boats. So we would go out in boats, we would have camping trips, I mean, we would go tubing. It was just so much fun. So we were all going to go cliff jumping, and William, he had a station wagon, a blue station wagon, okay? Now, you guys got to remember, like, we weren't rich kids. Like, our parents, my mom and dad were middle class. They worked for everything they had. Robert's mom was a single mom, and so they were, like, kind of poor. And then William's dad was, like, barely working, so he was kind of poor. Sean and Will, their parents both worked, but they were just, like, middle class, you know? So William's first car was a station wagon that he bought, like a 1982 station wagon. So it was all good though, because we could all pile up in that station wagon and ride out, y'all. So I remember Christina, Jamie, and me and my sister were all over at my house, my parents' house. So we were getting ready, getting our bikinis. And at this time, you guys, I will never forget the bikini I wore because I loved that bikini. It was like this royal purple string bikini, you know, the ones with the triangle top. And y'all, I've always been a busty girl, so I'd be like, you know. I knew I looked good, and I put my little cutoff shorts on with a wife beater tank top over it and put some sandals on, and we jumped in the ride. So me, Michelle, Christina, and Jamie all got in the back of the station wagon. I sat in the middle in between Sean and Robert. Now I have to let you guys in on something. When I was growing up, I was a little hoochie mama. Robert was my boyfriend, but I was cheating on him with everybody in the Orange Street Gangster Clan. For some reason, and this is what I'm trying not to like downplay it because it was true. I was like a little hoe. And it was because I was like partying. I was at that stage in my life. I was 17 years old. I had just started becoming sexually active, and like I thought it was I was having a good time, and I was getting fucked up. So I was hooking up with a lot of dudes behind Robert's back, and we would like go through times where he would break up with me, and then we'd get back together, and then we'd break up, then we'd get back together. It was just a shit show. It was a young relationship. So we all jumped in the station wagon, and we had vodka. I will never forget this, you guys. We had pints of vodka, and we had a big old gallon jug of lemonade. And we were just drinking lemonade and vodka shots the whole way down to the bluffs. They're like these bluffs where you can jump off into the lake. So we got there, and we met this guy named Joe there. Now, Joe was a hippie. He had long brown hair. He brought his girlfriend, Joe Slee. She was so pretty. She was like Native American, long, black, shiny. I'm straight as a freaking board hair. Really dark complected like me. Real pretty though. But just shiny black hair. Her hair was so beautiful, you guys. Like, I'll never forget it. So they met us there. Well, Joe brought cocaine. Man, this was the first time I ever officially snorted a line of cocaine. So we were all like hanging out, and we were swimming in the water at first, and then we climbed up to the top of the cliff to jump off into the lake. And I remember snorting a little line, and I remember the first time it hit me, I was like, you know how whenever you snort a line of cocaine and it makes your throat so numb that you can not really swallow? And then, you know, it just starts draining and your tongue goes numb. Like, this was good cocaine. And so I remember being afraid because I couldn't swallow. And Robert was like, it's okay, you're going to be all right. And I loved it. Like, I wanted more. I was like, give me another line. Give me another line. Well, then me and Christina it was like our turn to jump off the cliff. And I just snorted this line of cocaine, right? And so you guys, please believe, you're going to die when I tell you this. So I go to jump off the cliff, and I jump. And when you jump off of a cliff that high, you're supposed to keep your legs completely straight like this and keep your hands down beside you like that. Because if you don't and you land the wrong way, it can be fucking horrible. It can break your leg. It can break your back. It can hurt you. Well, you know what I did? I jumped in, and my legs were like this, and then I brought them up like this. So I bent them like this to where it was my butt that hit first. So I went into the water, and my butt just goes bam. And I kid you not, you guys, I came out of the water, and I had a huge contusion. The biggest red bruise. It hadn't turned purple or anything yet because I just hit the water. But it covered, I'm going to show you guys. Oh, sorry. It covered the whole back of my thigh because when I jumped in the water, instead of staying like this, I lifted up that leg and landed like that right here on this thigh. When I tell you, I thought I broke my back. I thought I broke my ass. Y'all, it hurt so bad. I came out of that water and tears were just coming down my eyes. And then Robert jumped in, choom, and then William, choom, and we were all jumping in, you know, and I swam back over to the edge. And to get back out, you had to grab onto some rocks and climb back up, right? It was hard, you guys. I was young, though. I could do all that stuff. I got out, and they were like, are you okay? And you could just see my whole leg was just blood red. And I was like, man, that fucking hurt. You know, and I was like, let's get fucked up. That's the kind of girl I was. I was like, fuck it, you know. And so these guys were driving by, and I was on top of the cliff, and I just pulled up my bikini top, and I was like, ah! And these guys in this boat stopped and came back around and smoked a joint with us. But I was always that girl that was just like, I was the life of the party at all times, you guys. And that time was not any different. I remember we got back in the car after we had been there. We smoked a joint with those dudes, and Joe still had cocaine, and we were snorting lines of cocaine in the back of the station wagon. But yeah, that was the first time I really ever snorted cocaine, and I hurt myself so bad. The next Monday, because it was like a Thursday or Friday whenever we went out, I had school and I had to wear my cheerleading uniform. And the way our uniforms were, the skirts were cut out, so there was gaps in between each flap like that, so you could see, like, it was just like a really short skirt, you know, like a cheerleading skirt with the pleats and everything. And I had bloomers on, and just little underwear looking bloomers, but my leg was black and blue this big all the way across my thigh, you guys. It was straight up bad. But me and the Orange Street Gangsters, we kicked it from the time I was 17 till the time I was about 22 or 23. I still talk to a lot of them to this day. We're all old. A couple of them have kids. Some of them got married. I'll tell you this, Robert, he's still not married. He actually called me like 2 or 3 years ago because his mom was passing away and she was in the hospital dying from cancer, and she wanted to see me. So me and Neil drove up there so I could see her before she passed away. But I was really close with his mom. I was always really close with people, my friends' moms, when I was growing up, and I hung out with people. But that was the kind of crew I hung out with. Like, we were just crazy. You know, we called ourselves gangsters, but we weren't gangsters. We were just a bunch of kids running around, smoking joints, doing cocaine, drinking beer, you know, just partying, just living it up, living our lives at that age, you know, that 17 to 20 something, just having a really good time. And I look back on it, you guys, and I'm like, I had such a good time. Like, I would never trade any of those moments for anything. But I wish that I could have stopped then and said, okay, that was fun, but now I'm an adult and I have to change my life. But instead, because I have the disease of addiction, you know, the way those drugs and that alcohol made me feel, I wanted to feel that feeling forever, all the time. And so I really did a lot of damage to my life because I couldn't stop, because the disease of addiction is just that powerful. So I just wanted to share that story time with you guys. I thought it was pretty funny, and I also it popped into my mind today when I was at work, and I was thinking, I want to tell them a story that I really haven't told them before. And so, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was my Cocaine and Gangstas story time. And yeah, I'll tell you guys some more story times on another day. I'm going to try and upload one story time a week, so be looking out for those. Love y'all. Please subscribe if you haven't, and give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you guys tonight for our Monday night Big Book study at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.